Hi, second graders. We are going to get started on a new project today, and we are going to be making something called a Ojo de Dios, otherwise known as a God's eye. And they are a craft that has been made in Mexico for many, many, many years. And it's their belief that if they hang a God's eye, one of these little crafts, in a place where they live or a bedroom or somewhere like that, that it will protect over them. So we are going to be making one of these today, and I will do the demonstration on how to make it in just a minute. I do want you to know that it's a little bit tricky at first. We have to tie a couple of knots, and I can help you get started with that. I want you to pay very, very close attention in the video. Because once you get started, it then becomes very easy, and you don't have to think a whole lot about what you're doing once you have it figured out. So just stick with it for a few minutes, and then I'm sure it's going to be pretty easy for you to do. I will do the demonstration in just a second. The first thing that you're going to do is get 2 popsicle sticks that I'm already going to have glued together for you, and you're going to take yarn. You'll pick a color of yarn, and I pinch it right in the center like this, and I'm gonna wrap it around 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna go back around and then come so that I can go across my X shape in the opposite direction, also 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should end with it on the bottom again. Now, this is where it can get a little bit confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it will make sense, okay? So I am on the bottom. I'm going to wrap it up to the top and go back over the opposite direction again. So it looks like that. And then wrap it around, turn it, go over. Wrap it around, turn it, go over. I want you to notice that I'm not going over the string that I already have going around the stick. I'm just making my yarn go right up against the last piece of yarn. Wrap it around, turn it, go across. Wrap it around, turn it, go across. Wrap it around, turn it, across. And you keep doing that over and over, and eventually it's going to start filling up the stick with the yarn. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I'll fast forward it in the video, and I'll show you what it'll look like once we're done. Now, if you run out of string, which is very possible, I'll get more string. It takes quite a bit of string. But what we'll do is tie it. And I'm gonna try to show you in the video how to tie it. Very similar to how you would tie a shoe. So you're going to make an X with the yarn like this. Loop 1 strand around like that, and make a second X and loop the strand around and go through that hole, and then pull it tight. Okay, I want you to try it a couple of times first. If you can't get it, then you can ask for help, but I do want you to try to do it on your own. And then we're gonna just trim the extra yarn off, okay? And then you just continue wrapping it. Now I would keep going. I would tie more string on and keep going, but I want to show you what or how much string I want you to leave. Like when we get to the end, you're going to go probably about to here, filling it up with the wrapping. And then you're going to leave about this much string, and you're going to raise your hand, and I will come tie it off so that there's a loop for it to be hung by. Now, you're going to have to be patient for this part because this part is a little bit time consuming for me, and there's a possibility that multiple people will finish this at the same time. So you're just going to have to wait for me to come around and tie yours. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue on it so that it doesn't slip off the end. So what I'm gonna do is show you one that I already made and finished. It's a little bit smaller than this, but that way you can see what it's going to look like when we're done. Okay, so this is the finished one, and you can see here I have it looped so that I could hang it up somewhere. I also put some some super glue on it so that it's not going to fall off either. It's really cool when you look at the back side of it, how it turns out. Now on mine, I probably should have wrapped some more. I used bigger popsicle sticks, but we actually want it to be covered like this so that there isn't any of the popsicle stick showing. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know.